back to Raid Shadow Legends. We are on hard, floor 70, Sorath the Frost Spider. We're going to show you how to beat him. We're going to show you also how to beat him on 120 as well. Now, this is hard. Everybody's been saying that they're having a very difficult time with this spider since the changes were done. It's got increased accuracy, increased resistance. We'll talk about all that and why we are able to beat it with this team. If you don't know, Drexthar Bloodtwin, the one in the front position with the 70 increased accuracy, we can get him from the bazaar. After 100 days of 360 bars, we can get this legendary champion, and we need him for the burns. I love everybody else in this team. You should always have the rest of these guys at level 60. Garush, we need him for the heals. We need him for that leech. Mausoleum Mage is so good for this one. Apothecary is amazing as well. The only one that we are going to sub out is going to be Sylar. So in place of Sylar, we're going to bring in Sile the Drakes, which is going to make this run even easier, I feel like. And we're also going to bring in a Chak, another epic champion, for another run, which is going to give us a whole bunch of AoE burns, and it's going to make the run even faster. This is 2x speed. Let's run it so we can get an idea of what we're going to do here. Full auto. Well, almost full auto. Once we get up to the boss, we have to select that left spider. We select that left spider, we get that leech up on it, and then we let it still full auto. You'll see here in just a minute, it is going kind of fast. I'm sorry about that. But with these champions, it's very easy to full auto through these waves. We don't need to save any abilities. Okay, now that we're here, we need to select that left spider. That left spider, if it does not have a leech up on it, it will put an increased 50% attack on the main spider. And we can't really heal through that. It's very difficult to anyways. So all we got to do, that's it. That's all we have to do in this whole entire run is get a leech up on that left spider so that it does not put that 50% increase attack up on it. Now you'll notice there for that ability, 3-turn cooldown, removes all buffs, tries to freeze us. Now if it freezes people, it gets a 20% increased turn meter. So it can seem like 2 hits. That's where you get that hit and then like the ice falls down and then you get another hit from the spider and you're like, damn, I just got hit twice. What is going on? Well, for the people who don't need accuracy, we need to get them a little bit of resistance so they don't get frozen. So not as many get frozen, and that would be our Apothecary and Mausoleum Mage. Mausoleum Mage and Apothecary, we do not need accuracy on those guys. We can go high resistance, make sure that they do not get frozen, and that this boss doesn't do that 1-2 hit on us really quickly as often, but we're still getting really good coverage here. All we're killing it with is burns. That's it. Nothing else. The burn, like us trying to kill this left spider the whole time, is pretty much going to kill the boss for us. Look at that. The burn is up. The burn is going to go up on the boss because the boss is hitting us. And once he hits Drexthar Bloodtwin, it gets a chance to put up that burn. Now we're going to go over all the stats you're going to need. Yes, Drexthar is going to need really high accuracy. But we've got really high accuracy without even putting on crazy gear. And we've got the accuracies we need to face this boss on floor 120. I'll leave a link to this spreadsheet down below like I always do. There you can see the increased information in yellow, increased accuracy, increased resistance. Now on most bosses this isn't a big deal, but for this one it's a very big deal because if it's freezing you all the time, getting that turn meter increase, it's going to be really hard for your people to survive. And if you're not playing this exactly how I'm playing it, the boss is going to hit you very hard. If it gets that 50% increase attack, I can't tank it. Maybe you can if you want to bring in other legendaries, but we're trying to do a team that's moderately, you know, free to play, low spender friendly, as long as you have those daily login rewards. You got an Apothecary, you got a Mausoleum Mage, or something along those lines. On this sheet, you will see that it has 475 resistance. It's got 200 accuracy. With the 200 accuracy, we can get 200 resistance and try to stop it from freezing us whenever we attack it as well. And that big AoE move where it removes all our buffs and attacks us. It's okay that it removes our buffs. We're not worried about that. We can still get through it with all of our heals. We've got it covered with Garush, Mausoleum Mage, and Apothecary. And then whenever we take out Sylar and put in Sile the Drakes in there, we have heals really covered, and burns will kill this spider very fast. So we've got everything there that we need. We just got to make sure we have the accuracy. So for Drexthar Bloodtwin, we need 475 accuracy. We really do, and I know it sounds like it's going to be hard to get that, but it's not hard. Not hard at all, and the rest of our guys need over 200 accuracy. But we're going to have ours even higher in preparation of floor 120, and if you want to see that, just go over here to Sorath, hit down to 120, and you see the difference here. So for our Drexthar, we need 580, and then for everybody else, we need over 280. Say around 300, 280 is fine, but we're going to get frozen more often with that 300 accuracy, so we're going to have to see how it plays out once we get back up there. When you're in the Doom Tower, go up to the top here, hit this little eye, and you'll be able to scroll down and see what all the bosses do, what their mechanics, the side minions. And if you look at the Frost Spider, go down here. This is the right spider. So the right spider just transfers weaken and decreased defense off of the main spider, so it's not a big deal. we don't have to worry about the right spider whatsoever. But the left spider over here is the one that gives us a decreased defense. And then also, if we do not have a leech up on this spider, it will give an increased attack to Sorath for 2 turns each time an enemy under freeze debuff gets a turn. So this will happen. The easiest thing to do is just get that leech up like we're doing right now with Garush. Get that burn up with Drexthar Bloodtwin, and we've got it made. Back to it. We've got that leech up, as you can see, so the spider is not getting that increased attack. We are getting other burns up because the spider's taking so many turns. It's hitting our Drexthar Bloodtwin. With his passive, he's getting a burn up on the main spider. With his A1, we're getting a burn up on the left spider because we're coming in and targeting it. Now we're going to target the right spider just to get more burns up. Just to have burns all around, so every time either one of them takes a turn, we burn this spider. And every time we burn it for like 898,000. It's a lot. So all we got to do is just get burns up. It's going to die to a burn, and all we need is a burn to keep it dead. Because you have to have a burn up on this spider or block revive to keep it dead once you kill it. But it's going to die from this burn. It will not die from our hits. Nobody in here is doing some damage. Again, we're going to sub out Sylar for Sile the Drakes. We're going to take Sile the Drakes out after that and put in a Chak, and you're going to see faster runs because the Chak can do AoE burn, and we already see that their defense is moderately higher than their attack, or right at the same. So when he does his AoE, he's going to put a burn up. If you don't know who that is, you'll see in a minute, but just use Sile the Drakes. If you have Sile already, bring in Sile, Garush, Drexthar Bloodtwin, Apothecary, and Mausoleum Mage, and you've got this down. All you need is the gear, and we can work on the gear. Really, a lot of this gear is not mandatory. So here's the one with the Sile the Drakes. It's even easier to get through these waves with Sile the Drakes. Let's get forward a little bit to where we're fighting the spider. So when Sile the Drakes does the AoE stun, she can still stun these side spiders very easily. And once they're stunned, they don't do their passive. They don't try to activate their passive, so that helps out. We're still going to get the leech up. We're playing it the same exact way. Full auto till we get to the boss. Then we select the left spider. We get that leech up from Garush's A1. Garush also gives us a whole bunch of other regens. You see them all? Did you see the spider right then? That 3-turn cooldown, the one I talked about where it steals all your buffs? That's that skill 3. Steals all your buffs. You can resist it. We had it resisted on the 2 people that we have moderate resistance on, our Apothecary and our Mausoleum Mage. But then they're healing everybody else, so it's fine. Even if the rest of them get frozen, it is fine. Plus, with all this heal now, every turn Sile the Drakes takes a turn, we get heals. If somebody were to die, she could revive them, but I don't want to bet on that. She's in here to do a slow speed, get up heals, keep everybody alive, and do that AoE stun. And she will give us a speed buff from time to time, but we don't care about that. We have Apothecary with us. Apothecary's 2-turn heal is kind of mandatory. Plus, I've got him in a Relentless set, so I know my Apothecary is going to be much stronger than your Apothecary. I don't want to change his gear, but I know he will work. I know this team right here is probably the best free-to-play low spender team out there. A log and reward champion, Sile the Drakes, Garush. Then you go over to the Bazaar, 3v3 arena, and you pick up Drexthar Bloodtwin. 360 gold bars every day to get one piece of him. 100 days later, you've got yourself a Drexthar Bloodtwin. Then hopefully you have an Apothecary and a Mausoleum Mage. Because I don't know, without Mausoleum Mage, maybe you have a Hawkworm Smash Lord or any other champion that can remove debuffs and heal you and give you turn meter. Scartorsus can do that as well. So maybe something like that in place of Mausoleum Mage if you don't have him. I'm sure there's some other things we can, maybe even a Doom Priest will work, but when we tried Doom Priest in here earlier, she's only going to remove one random buff. We kind of want to clear all that out. But maybe with this team, Doom Priest would work. And it depends on your gear, right? It depends on how strong your gear is. Drexthar Bloodtwin, I will say I'm not a huge fan of him still, but for here, he works amazingly. With that accuracy lead and with these burns, you want this guy. Unless you have some other champion that does really good burns, then you could bring in that other champion instead. So this is a Chak, right? We're going to bring him in. I was just checking out his accuracy. Make sure he has enough accuracy for this. Plus, we have the accuracy lead, so he'd be fine. All this did was make our run faster. It gave us a little bit more survivability, I feel like. But I still think Sile the Drakes is a better play overall. Sile the Drake in here, and you'll be fine. We'll skip forward throughout all this. We did beat it very easily. The other runs were 7-minute runs. And this one is 5-6 minutes. Okay, so we shaved off like a minute or so on the run. Whatever. There's just room to put another champion in here is what it is. Those are the teams. You can substitute this one out. Let's go look at the gear we've got on. Drexthar Bloodtwin, the main component here, he does need tons and tons of accuracy. He's the one that we got to get that burn up on the main spider so it can drop down that accuracy and drop down that defense on the main spider, which that doesn't really matter to us because we're killing it with burns. But since all we need on him, we don't need him super fast. All we need is accuracy on this guy. tons of accuracy, and enough accuracy that we can go up against the 120 boss. But don't forget, he's got this aura as well. I think I have too much accuracy on him, actually. We do. We've got way too much accuracy. What are we using? Accuracy chest piece, 5-star. Boots, defense gloves, and whatever else we have here. Defense, I think, some accuracy substats here, accuracy here, and then we went all the way down to get the eagle eye to get additional 50 accuracy. So not that hard. Plus, we got a chance to counterattack, less from critical damage. We are going to get frozen sometimes, so take less damage when we're frozen is always good. That way our healers can get us back up. And all the rest here to apply the burns and keep the burns up. That's all we want from him. And he doesn't even have to attack that often. We got him at a decent speed, so he's not super slow. And all we did is put accuracy gear on him. So I know you can do this because if you've been working on your Great Hall, remember, this is super in-game. This is Doom Tower hard after Faction Wars. So if you're having a hard time with Faction Wars, this is supposed to be even harder than Faction Wars. This is very in-game. Doom Tower, we're talking about level 70 hard, and then we're also talking about 120 hard. The very final end boss on hard. So that's why we need all this stuff. All we need on 120 is 580, and we've got that covered with what we have right now. And the rest of my people are going to need 280, and we've got that covered with this lead as well. This guy is so good for this boss. That lead is insane. And then we'll get the burns up on the A1, and we'll get the burns from the passive. You saw the masteries. Let's go on to Sile the Drakes. Sile the Drakes, I didn't change. I kept her just like she was. Same mastery, fearsome presence to get some more stuns off. I didn't do anything else with her. I just looked at her and said, you know what? She's going to work. What I have on her, she will work for what we're doing. We do have a lot of accuracy, a little bit of resistance. It doesn't matter if she gets frozen. We have Mausoleum Mage. We have Apothecary in there to help us out, remove all that stuff or give us heals. Plus, we've got speed on our side with speed buffs from Apothecary. That helps out. That's it. Nothing fancy. I didn't change anything on her. She's actually got HP because she heals 10% of their max HP at the start of every turn, like all allies. So I just gave her higher HP, so she's going to heal more off of that. I'm not trying to get damage out of her. I just want her to control. This is all we need is the extra heals. Yes, a revive is nice, but I don't want to bet on this revive. At least we get ally protect when they're back up. Maybe Apothecary can catch them, but hopefully you can build them sturdy enough that you don't have to worry about that. Again, this is not crazy gear. Look, it's like a lot of rare. It's like a couple epic. Okay, there's a legendary one, but it's like a lot of rare gear in here. It's nothing wild at all. My Garush, I didn't change as well. I was just trying to get damage out of him a long time ago, but he had enough accuracy along with that accuracy lead, and even when we fight the spider on 120, that he's going to be fine. Again, you can see you can reach all these stats. You don't need this guy to be a DPS machine. He's not doing any damage on the boss. Will it help you get through the waves? It will, but the waves are kind of easy, so you can build this guy any way you want to. I've just always tried to get damage out of him because I like the damage he can do, but he's helping us. We got that leech from that A1 that we need on the Spiderling. We've got all these regens right here, these continuous heals that are going to help us out, and this actually helps from time to time. We can get a decreased attack and a decreased critical damage on the boss, which helps us, mitigate some damage. Garush is amazing. If you don't have him at 60 and you haven't been using him with Sile the Drakes to get through content, do it. All right, now my Apothecary. I know my Apothecary is well done out. I get that, but you don't have to have a Relentless Apothecary. But if you do, a Relentless Apothecary is insane. Please, if you have the Relentless gear, don't worry about any other stats out there. Just throw them in that Relentless. Get those speed boots, get like HP or defense, whatever you can on the gloves and chest. And that's it. Just speed. Get him at like 250 speed, 200 speed. I don't care what it is. Put him in Relentless. Give him some speed. Let him go. If you're lucky enough to have these kind of accessories from the Bazaar, then use them as well. Go down here in Masteries for him. Get him some resistance because he doesn't need anything else in the game. Get him that resistance. Get him some other masteries. You'll be fine. Apothecary is so damn good. We also had Sylar in there and a check. Now, I really like Sylar for the beginning runs because she has decreased accuracy. Once we get this up on the boss, as long as there's a burn up on the boss, this will help that we don't get frozen and that we don't get our buffs stolen if she can get this up. And then the slow speed along with turn meter reduction is always welcome overall. Plus, she's in a stun set, so she will stun the two Spiderlings on the side and make it so they don't activate their abilities. Pretty cool. I mean, I love Sylar. If you don't have a Sylar built up, I highly recommend you building one up for the Doom Tower in general. Jack is the last one we played with. He does have pretty good gear as well. He's got a good mix of accuracy and resistance. You don't need all this. You just need the accuracy, just like we've done with everybody else. Get them an accuracy banner. Go down here and get them Eagle Eye, which I've done on pretty much all my champions now for the Doom Tower because we need that increased accuracy. Do whatever you want with their masteries like I've done here and just get this guy rolling. He will do what he needs to do with block debuffs, strengthen your team so they take 25% less damage, and then he'll throw out these balls, and depending on whether they have higher attack or higher defense, he'll either freeze them or put an HP burn up. This guy is really good. He just makes it a faster run overall, but he's a really fun champion. Again, another great champion for the Doom Tower if you have it. But remember, this slot is interchangeable. We can change this guy out for a lot of different champions. I had a lot of fun making these teams on stream today because I wanted to make something that didn't include all those crazy legendary champions, all these champions that a lot of people don't have, and I think we came up with this really good team. This works, and I know you can do it. And if you're not there yet, just keep farming Dragon 20. You will get the gear from there to be able to do this, I promise. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below, and I will see you all on a video soon.